Good morning, everybody. I always go and grab my coffee as soon as I go live. I got my same coffee cup. I should have mixed it up, but I used all of my other coffee cups and then put them back into the thing. But I should be using one of the ones that the girls gave me. Like my Light and Love one is a perfect coffee cup for putting all the. So today I have a lovely. This is decaf. Yes, I already had my share of caffeine. I'm like, woo. And so I have a decaf with honey and coconut milk. You can see I like froth the phone. And there's a little pinch of cinnamon on there. Mm-mm-mm. So, how is everybody? Good morning. I feel like I'm gonna. Well, I labeled this telegram because thank you for liking my hat. Oh, I've got a little. I guess that might be the end of it, but whatever. Who cares? This is another star hat. Whose star was well, yes, because she passed on September 7th of last year, 2019. 5 years, and she's the one that's in the doll. I had a doll made for her the year before. It took a year to get it because my friend Jojo made it in England, and I had to wait to go get it. So Star actually had her doll for about 3 weeks before she passed away. So, yes, happy Thanksgiving to all my American friends. I have the worst accents, you guys. I'm not going to make fun of you, but I'll tell you how, if I was going to talk American, my aunt and uncle, every time they come up, like, this is my dad's sister and brother-in-law, and they have two girls and a boy. And the two girls look like me. My sisters don't look like me. My cousins on my dad's side, but they're American. And so when they'd come up when we were little, they lived in places like Oklahoma and Chicago and even far down south. My aunt has like, I call it Texas hair. When you go get a hug, the hairspray is so tough it like pokes you in your eyeball and stuff. Like, but they talk like y'all, and we're gonna go outside in the garage, and Uncle is gonna go help Opa on the roof. Yeah, that's my American accent. So when people I go over across the pond to Europe, and people go, "Oh, are you American?" I'm like, "No, I'm Canadian." They're like, "Oh, you sound American," and I I don't know. I think I sound Canadian. So hey, also. Video still, so I should turn up my sound. Let me see if I can adjust that. Nope, my sound's up 100%. So don't know what's going on there, folks, this morning. So I'll just move you closer. So, afternoon, everyone. So, what I was thinking for all of the people who've been shunned, I'm going to pick a few of you to do a Zoom call and talk turkey with me. Probably on Sunday afternoon, I'm thinking, my time. So I live in, I don't even know what time zone it is, but I think it's Mountain Standard Time. I'm looking at my map, like it's going to tell me the time zone. But, oh, thank you. I think shun giving, that's exactly what we should call it, Cindy. Good one. Hilarious. Anyways, when I laugh like that, it sounds like my middle son. And by the way, just to keep you all updated on my fam jam. So, my youngest son, if I were to put my family on a scale right now, I think my oldest son is ignoring me in the group chat, which is fine. My middle son is engaging with me to the point where when I sent him the Twitter about Schmoros being arrested, he sent me one back saying that that was debunked by the 17th letter army. And so I was like, hey, how's it going there? Rice Crypto, nice to see you. So yeah, so he actually now is engaging. He's sending me because I sent him the actual, I think it was I can't remember, I think it was Patrick somebody 777 that tweeted that they didn't give the right name. And a long time ago, I think on April 27th or April 30th, I'd done one of my videos and given you the actual name of George Moros. So he was arrested or indicted on October 15th, 2020 in Pennsylvania, I believe, because of everything that was going on. So today's purpose of my video is to go a little bit through what's going on my Telegram. I got my granny glasses on. So just to put you back in touch, if you haven't gone on Telegram, I'll just show you what the little dot looks like. Uh, nice thing, I have a good screensaver. It's this one right here. So I took that picture, if you, in case you're wondering. I'm not using somebody else's art on my background. Okay, now. Okay, this is funny because I just got a message from my middle son. Please, for the love of God, stop sending all stupid, fake ass shit. All this stuff is clearly Photoshop taken out of concept. I'm not looking at joining your cult. Thank you for reading this message. Have a great day. So that's where he's at. So apparently the tinfoil hat meant nothing. I'm just going to respond back. Executive orders aren't photoshopped. You're welcome. Okay, anyways, that's about where I'm going to leave it. So thank you for reading that message. So my Telegram, I'm just going to go through there because there's a lot of good stuff on there that's happening. So please go join. Apparently you can hear or if you can get on my link by going Red Pill Raven or / Raven Moonstone Art. Either one of them will bring up my Telegram. So the Canadian, yesterday was lots of stuff going on. In Canada, we had 5 or 6 people send stuff across Canada with emergency alerts, broadcast alerts. So we had British Columbia, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, and Ontario. And those are the things I sent my middle son. So that's what he thinks is Photoshop, which is anyhow. So some of the things that we're going to be seeing is I like one of the explanations about the Kraken. And it's basically, if you were to explain an octopus, so the reason why a lot of people were kind of, I guess, even the way I described Sidney Powell's role. So she is, think of her as like Tom Cruise in A Few Good Men, I guess. Okay? But in a good way. Where she's about to question people in that role because she was Flynn's lawyer this whole time. So, of course, she's got all of that military experience. Think of her as literally saying to the American public, you can't handle the truth, because that's what's happening. So I see her and Flynn as like the head of what's going on as far as like the tentacles are all the court. And the judges are like the little suction cups, and the ink is Trump. So whoever tweeted that, good job, because that's how I was seeing it in my head too. So the executive orders that were signed, one I had mentioned a couple weeks ago, the one with the election interference, that was September, I think, 2nd of 2018. That one's going to take down Canada, period, end of story. Because the voter, all of that stuff. So if I went back through all of the charts and everything going on, we're wondered about all those alerts all at once, then nothing. Yeah. So I think what they're doing, and I think Alberta already had one too, going back to the alerts, because we had a tornado warning outside of Calgary. And I thought it was, I was at the art store, this is a few months ago, and I thought it was literally the whoop, and then they were going to do 3 days or whatever it was. And so it was a tornado warning. But man, it's loud. It is loud. So I did post from what's his name now? I'm just gonna scroll down till I see his picture. Patriotic. He's a Canadian dude. So Shannon and I are posting a lot of stuff, and some of it will overlap. Oh yes, here, Sidney Powell confirms rumor is true. Trump was watching the fraud happen in real time on election night from Eisenhower Building, SCIF. So yes, I'm not going to pretend I know what that is. Okay, so 3 days, 3 nights is the one who tweeted at General Flynn is the brain of the Kraken squid, whatever. So, where is he? Okay, this guy, Mr. R, love him. Got to show you what he tweeted. I'll get to the other guy, the patriotic guy. So hopefully I can get this playing. Here we go.
What is the Great Reset? It's watching monetary policy. What's happening right now? What have we done over the last 8 months? Oh, we've increased our national debt by 50%. What happens if Joe Biden becomes the president? Oh, we're going to increase it more. We're going to increase it more anyways. Is this sustainable? I think global debt increased by 40% during the pandemic. Where did that money go? Oh, well, if you haven't looked, we're at all-time highs right now in the stock market. It's been moving more than anything. Oh, tech. Oh, wait, you mean to tell me that Apple, and Google, and Amazon, and Facebook are up 50% from their previous all-time highs? That they're releasing record numbers during the coronavirus pandemic, and that's what everyone's buying from, and that's where all the money's going, while 40% of small businesses are going to close permanently, as we do new lockdowns in New York, California, Kentucky, and any state with a Democratic governor. As more businesses close, and the money continues to pour into Amazon and the companies we just mentioned. So what's happening? What's happening? Worked out pretty damn well.
What's happening? So I'll just leave that at that. So 70 officers speak out in Australia against the Great Reset. That's in my Twitter, not Twitter, Telegram. I didn't survive Twitter past, I think, July. It got shut down. So thank you for the 11/11 notice. I noticed while that was playing, it was 11/11 too. So some of the things that are in my Telegram too are a lot of bloodlines and putting links together. So I'm going to be trying to make another. Oh, this is the guy I wanted to show you. BC Residents Call to Action. So if you don't follow this guy on YouTube, I do. I'll just pull up his thing here. It's Patriotic Parabellum, this guy. Okay. And he did a video 16 hours ago. That's how loud it is. Literally while he was doing the video, he got an emergency alert. So it's Patriot Parabellum, and I do believe he's Canadian, and he just put out a video 16 hours ago. So he's telling you to, wake up. So anyhow, okay. Anyways, yeah, we don't care, my son said. Anyhow, you just got to do that. Literally, if you have people that are not on your frequency in that relationship, how can I put this? Say goodbye in a breath. Learn to say goodbye in a breath. My son is not on the same ship. None of my kids are on the same ship. I can't react. I'm not reacting anymore. So what am I going to do? What am I going to do, people? So there's a lot of stuff. The other thing on here is Robert Steele, Jason Q, and Dr. Sharonell. So if you have not watched Robert David Steele on YouTube, I've been following him since I've been lit this year as to the underground stuff. So he's very, very good at putting a lot of information together. Oh man, and if I keep forgetting to mention this, if you still are on Netflix in Canada, you can go watch Conspiracy. Please do. Like, honestly, please do. I'm going to make notes about that. I'd never really watched it before, but I'm literally absorbing as much crap off of that mind control thing to prove to people where they've been told so many lies. So anyways, so what we're getting right now, what we're seeing is a split definitely between the 3D people who think that all of this is a hoax. And then the people that are in 5D or moving through 45D. So there's going to be some symptoms, and I just posted those too. So I'm just going to roll through, or Shannon posted them. So blessings to Shannon, by the way. Everybody can give Shannon a big hand from your couch. She's she's posted probably 4,000 out of the almost 5,000 posts on my Telegram, because she posts to a number of other groups. So she says it's easy for her, but I really appreciate it. So did we hear of the new JFK Jr. song? Yes, I did. That was pretty funny. I think it's in my Telegram feed too. So so energy update for you 5D'ers going in. A next level healing, past life clearing, and galactic downloads have been coming in. You may feel suddenly unwell or feel the need to rest or sleep more than usual. You may find new birthmarks or rashes appearing on your skin if you've experienced trauma in your body in a past life. If you're feeling a little lost or overwhelmed at this time, take a step back and honor the call to meditate and go deep within yourself as energy is recalibrated. You're receiving galactic light code downloads that will level up your spiritual gifts for you to work within Earth's new energy, and it's important to disconnect and rest before you come back online, the new energetic grids. So that's what's going on to everybody. And if you're getting triggered, like my son, I'm not triggered, but I look at him right now as someone who's not trusting me, and that's fine. And he thinks it's a cult, but he doesn't realize that the people who are still believing in the numbers, and they have been programmed. That includes him. He has literally been programmed. I'm just going to say simple math. 1 million people in Saskatchewan alive this whole year. 33 perish from COVID, none from apparently influenza or whatever. Like, nobody is doing simple math when they're sitting on that side of the frequency, because they have been programmed to believe in the worst about us. They all have degrees. Some of them only have a year degrees. Some of them only have 3-year degrees. Some of them have 5-year degrees. Some of them have lifelong degrees. And I hate TRUMP. So I don't want to hear anybody that has anything good to say about that person, because, it just doesn't mean anything to me. Well, I'm telling you, this is when it is going to mean something to you, because in the next 4 weeks, son, I love you so much, by the way, if you ever watch this video. I highly doubt. But maybe after I'm gone, he'll be watching it. Maybe that's what it's supposed to be here for. I mean, gone from this thing. Maybe we're supposed to put this energy out into the universe, so when we split, they can just go back and figure out what happened. I don't know. So what we're going through really is the people who are on this 3D side of ego, fear, greed, anger, trigger. They haven't even accepted diddly shit about the truth. And I mean nothing. I don't want to hear your opinion. My wall is up. I don't believe in that stuff going on. I don't care if Putin really said anything about how there was we've changed our religion and there's now pedophilia in the government, and it's like 6,000 years old. Like, and then he's in another video saying, Trump's an intelligent person and doing a great job. It doesn't matter if 2 of the biggest world leaders are saying that. It's because if it didn't come out of a robotic head talking on the television every 15 minutes and glitching out, then yes. So our poor youth have been also programmed through video games. If people don't think that mind control exists in video games, go watch FALL of the Cabal, sequel to part 4. In there is a playbook, and the phrase in there, we will distract them with television, media, video games, sports, competition, yada, yada, yada. This is right there. But, I'm making it up. Everybody's photoshopping this shit. Like, millions of us are photoshopping this crap to be in a cult. It's just sad to me. It really is sad to me. I'm like, wow. I did teach my kids to critically think for themselves, I thought, but I didn't. Because my whole life, I've literally had arguments about video games with my children. All 3 of them did not believe what they're doing is actually feeding into the wheel of 3D, anger, violence. When you're actually shooting at something, that's killing something down there and raising the spirit of the 3D demons. Like, you don't have to believe in Satan. They do. That's been said over and over again. You don't have to believe in any of this crap. But I'm just going to point out something very basic. Way back in the days when cavemen were writing on the walls, they don't write things on the walls that they didn't see with their own physical eyes. So why were there things like in past days of griffins and animals being, mixed with humans and centaurs and all that stuff? Why are these stories all out there? People's imaginations aren't like that. I'm serious. They're not. It's like I've explained before. We all have a flashlight, okay? Our flashlight, some of us, our flashlight is turned on way high at birth. That's 5D. This is our pineal gland flashlight. Some people can walk around with their eyes closed and see everything, feel everything, feel the vibrations. I have a hard time walking across East Bridge even because I feel like I'm in a time zone and I'm going to go flying right off the bridge. That's how sensitive my feet are to this universe. So some of us are walking around and our flashlights have been so darkened and so coded and so programmed to believe we're not good enough. People are better than us. We're in a place of lack, of fear, of greed. We don't know who we are. We don't know what our flashlight can give to the world. We don't know how bright that flashlight is. So the point that we're getting at is people are walking around in 5D with their eyes closed and their flashlights just, wow, I can see everything. It's amazing. I have seen everything because I've done the work. I am connecting your heart to your pineal gland. Heart and pineal gland work in the swirling vortex to give us our light body beings, okay? So if you're only working from what your optical nerve has connected to your brain to play back in a television, and you've had this gerbil of negative shit in your head going round and round about, oh, my daddy did this or my mom did this and these people were that way and I was raised this way, that's feeding victim bear, number 1. That's feeding that energy, that negative vibration. Or saying, I wish I was never in this spot. I never wanted to be in this spot. Well, you obviously attracted yourself to be in that spot. I'm going to give you the perfect example. When I was looking, because I know the law of attraction. When I was looking for my last love, I wrote on a piece of paper, much like this, one of these, and I said, this is what I want right here. Even physical descriptions, like, what I imagine my twin flame. And at the bottom, I wrote, must not have small children, must be able to travel, must not be married. Guess what I got? All of it. All of it. I fell in love with a man in an open marriage who had small children. Whose fault was that? Right here. That's my fault. That's my fault. So this brings me to a very good point. When you're in 5D love and light and energy, and you've walked through the darkness and you've let go of all the triggers in 4D, okay? You're over here understanding, accepting everything in the Great Awakening. You can understand that. It's really hard to go back and be triggered by anything in the 3D. That's why my son, I'm like, I don't know what to say. I'm like you guys. What do I say? How about nothing now? Okay. So, and all we can do is be here for our children. So I'm going to send him a text after we're done that says, I'm sorry. I thought by your post of you removing your tinfoil hat and you saying something about the Soros arrest, actually, then I thought that meant you were starting to wake up. But forgive me for thinking you are critically thinking for yourself. Forgive me, but I'm still here if you want to come join my cult instead of being in your cult. Because at this point, they don't realize that they've been brainwashed into that cult. They don't. They have no clue. Zero. Zero clue. So that's what we're moving through. That's really what we're moving through in these next few weeks. So a lot of people don't want to believe that someone like JFK Jr. would be alive. Someone in 3D wouldn't believe that because they've never seen this. They've never felt it. They've never been to this new world. They can't see how the shift is moving us away from those negative vibrations. These are the people who do this. I got to show you this if you didn't see this. They're all doing yoga in bubbles. I'm like, what in the love of all things holy is that? And yeah, at least my son is listening. So as I mentioned in a few videos before, like I'm gonna say probably a couple of months ago, no, maybe a month ago, I had mentioned that the 17th letter, or when people go, who is this person? It's not one person. It's we are the collective. We are that. So as I actually 3 months ago maybe explained it, when we're talking about what drops are being made and what's in being put in front of us as clues to follow figure or follow or whatever. And this is what my son, why he thinks we're in a cult, because he doesn't get how this works. So I'm just going to do the basic way that I understand it. So we are the collective consciousness. We can all agree on that. If we're in 5D or whatever, even all of us anyways, it doesn't matter. We're all in the collective consciousness. So when we're all collectively thinking about when is so-and-so going to get arrested, when is this going to happen, when is that going to happen, then all of those things, if it's at a high enough number where people have so many questions, then that is dropped into the system, if you will. And then the information is easier to access because it's kind of like a clue. Hey, you guys are all talking about this. Why don't you go look at these things? So if we were all talking about who was on the Titanic and how come it had something to do with even what's going on today, why does the Titanic have to do with today? That was in one of them. It's because the Titanic wasn't the Titanic. It was the Olympic. It was the insurance split, insurance gig thing, just like 9/11, just like a whole bunch of things. And it was there so that the actual money could be printed and the Fed could be made, period, end of story. So that's what that whole system of the 17th letter means. We're not in a cult. We are actually, if you consider all of us in the whole wide world, we are in the collective consciousness cult. Woo! Red alert! Red alert! So that's the, yeah, the lowest brainwash frequency is ignorance. You're exactly right. And it's not saying my kids are dumb. It's not saying your family is dumb. But when you've been subliminally mind controlled for years by saying the same things over and over again when you're playing a video game. I'll give you an example. My middle son and I have had it out many times over video games. Many times. We were living in a small house in Manitoba. I'm talking, if you farted in one side, the mouse on the other side would probably scurry. Okay. It was like so small. And this little turd, my kid, was a big kid, and he would be yelling at the top of his lungs in the middle of the night because he's addicted to video games. I'm gonna fucking pwn your ass. Boo, 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 boo. And you could hear this like through his headset. So he's got blasting music. They're mind controlling you through the repetitive music and then the repetitive shooting. Yes, it's hand-eye control, coordination. Yes, it's strategic, whatever. But little did you know that they were preparing you for galactic battle while they were mind controlling you. So you're welcome. So that's all I have to say. Everything that you have done in your video games was recorded and used against you. Even in the school, Donald Trump just tweeted about how kids in online schools were down, I think, 40% of their learning. It's not working. It's not working because they're dumbed down. They're dumbed down through the old education system. And that's part of the 1776 commission that was introduced on November 2nd, the day before the election. Okay. So the 1776 commission basically says, we're going to tell you the truth now. In the American history, we are returning you back to natural law and we're telling you the truth. So that means everything, I believe, over Christmas holidays in school is going to be gone. Why? Because it was built on lies. That's why our kids believe what they do. Period. In Canada, we know more about the United States, everything, I've said this before, than we do about our own prime ministers or how our country was even formed. In fact, that's why my son believes in this whole whatever other side cult, because he doesn't know that Canada is not a Commonwealth country. Like, it's just not. And I do believe that we will be splitting into certain sections when we hit this, whatever happens with our prime minister, we're going to split into different regions. Quebec's going to be its own country. It's already been its own country forever. We all know that. And apparently there's a military on each side of the Quebec border and also going into the Maritimes here in Canada. So to me, mentally, they've already split. So there's a lot of things that are going to be reshuffled way back to the ways of the original landowners before titles and nobility came into be a thing in our North America. And what that means is we allowed rich royalty to have dominion over us. And literally our entire lives here on Earth in North America, if you're born past 1933, you've been giving your money to not only the Queen through your Puerto Rican trust called the IRS and the Canadian Revenue Agency. You've been literally giving your money through there, and then you've been giving it to the Crown, and then you've been giving it to the Vatican. They all sit in the same street, okay? So those laws were having dominion over us. That's why we're getting rid of all of that. So it's our time as Canadians to go, okay, why is this happening now? That's my kids will wake up. There is no doubt in my mind that before the end of the year, they will be going, I don't think they're going to say I'm sorry. Let's just be honest. Well, maybe they are. They're good Canadians. But I'm not expecting an apology, and neither should anybody else. Because what we're giving our kids, even if they're not accepting it, is a gift. We are giving them the gift of truth and light and love. And the more we keep giving them that gift, even if they don't want to receive that gift, they can turn down that gift, but it's a little seed planted. They can reject it like the ugly Christmas sweater. That's how I really deem what my son just did right now. I don't like your gift you just gave me, Mom. It's not what I want to hear. It's not what I want to wear. It's not even coming close into my brain. So these people that are just slowly waking up is the ones we have to have compassion for. We have to have the utmost amount of patience and compassion to them while we explain what the Kraken is, what the voter fraud was, how that's replacing all of the stuff that happened in each of our individual countries around the world. It has literally screwed with every single 209 countries are not involved not only in the voter fraud, but the conspiracy of being paid off and the human TRAFF, you know what I'm talking about. All of that is one big nasty package found in laptops. All of it. So laptops linked to the CCP, to the Lee family, to the Z family, to the Zheng family, whatever their names are. And then that goes straight down to what's going on in New Zealand and Australia and how they're trying to bring in that corrupt stuff. And then it goes right through like the Middle East and all of that, where they were collecting kids and babies all through China. So all of these things are related, and 3D people are only being told that every single one of these has no relevance to the other one. They are all like different parts of a puzzle in this world. They don't make one big puzzle. It's all crazy. So it's not until they can get over something that they see as a pertinent piece of information that they can tangibly hold on to. Okay? Tangibly hold on to. That's all I can say is that's when it's going to be personally is already part of the US. Oh yeah, exactly. Essence Divine says, hi, I'm from Quebec. I personally think Quebec is already part of the US. I agree. So the police are going to be on our side. And I've said this many times, even going to the rallies. By the way, I will be at the Walk for Freedom on Saturday at 1:00 at City Hall. And I will be speaking about a lot of what's going on right now. So I'm going to keep it light and full of love and calling you to action to show us how we can make a difference. Okay. Just by simply things that we can do every day to change our frequency within our family. So one of the things that I'm going to comment back to my son is the first thing I'm going to say is I love you very much and thank you for your lessons and be grateful. Thank you. Thank you for choosing me as your mother. And I'll be here for you if you need me. And leave it at that. I'm not even going to argue. I'm not even going to go into anything like that because he's not ready. So we have to be there for someone when they're not listening. But as I said yesterday in the owl, the swan, and bears, like I think we all need to tap into our I am and figure out what our own messages are to get through our shadow selves so we cannot be triggered anymore and just keep sending them out love and light. Literally, if we're getting upset that our parents or our family or our sister or whatever, are we sending them love? Is that loving? Like what my son's doing is from fear. I know that and ignorance, and that's okay. But I know he still loves me. He wants to talk about other things, but I'm not even on that channel. So I don't know unless we can have a meme war. I don't really know what common ground there is to have on. Like I have no clue. I don't want to talk about the weather. I don't want to talk about gossip about some fake celebrity. I don't want to talk about anything. I want to talk about the truth. And that's pretty much what it is we just need to all stick together. So, and that's pretty much what I'm getting at with this today. So there's a lot of wake people that I know are struggling. I'm not gonna I get calls every day, but French police maneuver the far left agitators. There's a lot of things. And if you guys really want to give anybody facts and proofs, if this virus is so deadly and we're not supposed to be locked in our houses, we're supposed to be locked in our houses, then explain to me this simple piece of math. Okay, just explain to me and I'll show you a picture. Okay. Why are there so many damn flights in the United States? Okay. 9 million people flew in 1 week in the United States. 9 million people flew in the United States this week. Let me repeat that. 9 million people flew in a tube with recycled air. They took their mouth things off, took a sip of stuff, probably coughed, wiped their hands everywhere. 9 million people flew in a tube full of recycled air. Okay. I didn't hear about any massive outbreaks on those. They didn't shut down the airlines. Why? Because they're the ones making money. That brings me to a really good point, actually, what I watched this morning. I was watching Unsolved Mysteries because I like listening to that, solving the mysteries. And there was a little clip in there about how Charles Lindbergh was probably not the first one to cross the Atlantic. These two Frenchmen had crossed the Atlantic before, and they showed a picture of the two Frenchmen. Can't remember their names, but there's a skull and bones picture right behind them. They apparently landed somewhere in Maine or in Newfoundland, and they found some equipment of theirs from their plane that landed. But the other thing that you might want to know about Charles Lindbergh that I watched on Unsolved Mysteries a couple days ago is that when his baby was taken, his baby had a lot of things wrong with it, and it was found with parts of its organs missing. It was his eldest son. And then a short time later, he's flying across the Atlantic. Now, I'm going to go back to someone else that I talked about that had a sacrifice and is now making money from certain people. Now, we all know about John Travolta's sacrifice. We all know about his rise to fame. We all know about Trudeau's half-brother, probably the real legitimate Trudeau. We know about all of these sacrifices and how they're linked, and then next thing you know, people get famous or do great things. So this is what the other cults can't see. They can't see what we can see. They can't see how there is something done to get somewhere by these athletes. And it doesn't matter who's giving the information or how many people are saying it. As long as it's as labeled as a conspiracy on Netflix, it's a conspiracy. It's a conspiracy. But they have people actually on that Netflix conspiracy saying, no, we have reports and truth and da-da-da-da to back up. So, and Unsolved Mysteries. Go watch episode 3, season 3 of Robert Stack. You're welcome. I mentioned this a long time ago. Not Robert Stack, Dennis Farina. Dennis Farina, Unsolved Mysteries, episode 3, season 3. You can watch it on YouTube. Talks all about the Roswell incident. Talks to survivors, talks to people who held the stuff. But we've been listed as nutters for thinking that was real the whole time. So Unsolved Mysteries and Forensic Files and things like that are things that I've watched my whole life, and now they're being solved. So anyways, but yes, Meghan Markle claiming miscarriage. Yeah, it's because clones can't have babies or men can't have babies. Either one, they can't have babies. So the moon, you see the moon belly, it's actual name of a company. So if I wanted to go look pregnant and piss off an ex, they'd be like, what the hell? She's 51. What are you, crazy? We can go get moon babies and piss off other people. So yeah, that's something that you, yeah, his autistic kid. That's right. and that's another thing you can watch in Unsolved Mysteries. There was a thing about Scientology, and Travolta was right on there talking about Scientology. Think about all the people in Hollywood who are in Scientology. Anyways, his first kid was autistic. Yeah. Yeah. And what else was in the news? I don't know. Shoot me some other stuff. Um, Kanye West. Oh, yeah. His mother. Um, yeah. Oh, first harvest. Oh, yay. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. So, yeah, that's where we're at today, is we're just kind of having a chat about what's on Telegram and keeping it real here. So, um, whose kid? Oh, John Travolta. We were just talking about. Oh, and the other kid person. So, oh, that's what I was going to say. So there was an interesting tweet somebody shared with me yesterday. Let me go find that. Heck, where is it? Do 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 do. Um. Okay, John F. Kennedy Jr. at HS Toucher retweeted Lurin Gold at 17 Nacera Jacera. Okay, I'm just gonna hold it up. There. Y'all read that? Just gonna leave it on there for a second. So, can you see that? That name right there? There you go. Okay, so that comes from, I don't know, I'm thinking somebody pretty respectable on Twitter. You couldn't see it? Okay. Yes. So I've talked about this person last week when there was a video with that woman who had her eyes go, and uh, both of those people have had instances on their BitChute where they like he had it where I saw on his own BitChute where he moved his hand across, and right then it was some weird glitch. It looked like, I don't know. Some people say it was just a glitch, but I got the creeps. And then the other people that I see with their eyes doing this weird, I go with your gut instincts, guys. That's all I gotta say. Like, go with your gut instinct. So I don't watch a lot of people, and I've said this for a long time. I I'm the type of person that can this is why I've had Shannon help me with my Telegram, because I'll literally go put on my, I don't even know where my channel is now. Many people are posting, I guess. So there it is. But I'll do this. I'll just literally scroll through it and I'll be like, oh yeah, okay, oh yeah. And then I went through this one. There's a really great link in here. I'm going to show you this one. So it's a table of contents from the Q Patriot News. And if you go pop on there, there's link after link after link after link after link. So that's pretty much what I do. I'm like, do I know stuff? Yeah, I do. Get back out of it. Do I know that? Yeah, no. Okay. If I do, I need a little top up, I go read it. Um, so there's a lot of good links that link to other direct things. So where's that from? Oh, that was from BC Emergency Alert. There's Governor, the premier, or not premier, the leader of, I want to say the Liberal Party of Alberta resigned 2 or 3 days ago. And I keep forgetting to mention that. So why are these people resigning? Why did our premier want everybody to have prayers about not doing the lockdown? These people have the say to do it or not, but it's all part of the show. They're trying to wake more people up. Not enough people are awake. That's why the lockdown's still going on. Because so many people are like, okay, it must be really bad out there. Can't go out. Oh my God, cases are up. Cases are up. Oh, can't. Oh, red alert. And they're not seeing that they've been bamboozled. So we need to talk about what's actually happening with our friends and families. I'll bring up the police again. So here in Calgary, If I were to use my group chat where I walked up and, started red pilling them shortly, I got one out of about 8 or 9 that was like, I don't want to hear what you have to say. The other people were supportive. The other police officers were supportive. And the reason that is because they know what's going on. They're awake to that. So they're starting to share the information. They're human. Police don't want these restrictions. They know that 9 million people flew on planes last week. They're not stupid. They're not stupid because they aren't seeing what's being advertised out there. They're not seeing the hospitals even. Police officers go to the hospital almost daily. Okay? Some officers go there literally almost daily downtown. If it's in that thing in where they call the rounders, they're in the system somewhere. They're either in the hospital or in prison or whatever. They're in there. They know what's going on. They have friends. I have a lot of friends who date like EMT people or nurses or doctors. Light workers stick together. Police officers are light workers for the majority of it. They're light workers. Like 90% of us on this earth are benevolent human beings that make dumb choices, or not dumb choices, but we choose negative vibrations over higher vibrations. Okay. We choose negative over higher. That's all that's going on right now. So the 3D is negative, 5D is higher. So, yeah, Boris is going soon. Yes, I know this well as Clone. Yeah, all of these people are just hanging on there. And I said this a couple months ago, and I'm not saying it because I told you so. I'm just saying to remind the people that are just tuning in how we're putting this all together now. So a few months ago, we talked about how clones and doubles or all of these people work and why they're in place. Why would Trudeau have a clone there? Why would they do that? Well, it's because sleeping people like grandma watching CNN is getting programmed every 15 minutes and not seeing the difference. They're just hearing, like people are just hearing the voice, glancing at the TV and getting programmed. They're programmed. So there's a patent for it. So that's where we're at right now, is that these people, the Kraken has to be revealed at the Supreme Court. They had 45 days to do this within that interference of voter fraud from 2018. I think I talked about it in maybe Release the Kraken video or the one before it, and about how that is affecting all of the countries that are literally tied into the election fraud. So if you want to go rewatch Release the Kraken, it'll go over that, and then the 1776 Commission. So there's things that I will add to those 2 videos. Is Sidney Powell, as I started in the first part of the video, she's going to have the authority to oversee and take all of us, we the people, with her to court. She's helping us by doing these actions. Not just the people in the United States, the 80 million people that voted for Trump. And a lot of people don't understand, that aren't awake, that they can see where every single ballot went. They know where every single real ballot went. They were watching everything. As I just said, they were watching everything. All of these ballots had watermarks in them. It can be tracked from outer space. It's all part of the new system, the one that is unhackable. So this is what I'm getting at. The people who are in 3D are just going to see that, and we have to let them see that. We have to let them see that on their own. And the media is part of that, because all of the media are foreign entities. So all of these corporations aren't even registered in the United States. I'll just let you digest that for a second. And what we're seeing is our communist dictatorship, mainstream propaganda, only telling one side of the news. That's why we all look like we're in this magical little think for ourselves. So, yeah, can we throw politicians into a volcano? I'm with you there. Okay, so I want to talk about JGH. So, because Vicky just mentioned, my theory still with him is okay. So back to the tweet from John F. Kennedy Jr. about CW. It's my belief that CW, I don't like saying the name, but and the group behind CW, this is how I think this happened personally. So I think on May 31st, when Greg Hallett, I interviewed Greg Hallett and I spoke, he, for 2.5 hours, I was trying to do the timeline of him. So I learned birth to about 1989, I think. Okay. And then he said he was going to get back to me for more charts to help with that in that video. I'm just repeating what was in the video. I would be doing charts for the documentary. He wanted me to do charts in the documentary to help like lay out the timeline, although neater writing. And then what was the other thing he mentioned? I don't want to misspeak. He mentioned that I would be doing another interview to get the rest of the timeline. So that's what was left at. However, what happened between May 31st in my personal life and June 8th had a lot to do with the energies that were around behind the scenes in the documentary. Okay, I'll leave it at that. Had a dream on June 4th and June 5th that was very profound. I met somebody on June 5th that helped me understand that dream. Okay. Moving forward, I got around that time people sending me not very nice emails. I'll just say some death threats as well. So I was like, what is going on with this situation? And by about June 10th or 12th, I was like, I can't be a king's courtier because I can't even answer my own messages, let alone respond to somebody else's stuff. And I was still trying to understand DNA and why we weren't like on the Maury Povich show and why it wasn't readily available. So that's what I was waiting for on May 31st. Okay, just so you all know. Now, moving forward, after I stepped back from that, I was like all of you, waiting to see what was happening. Now, what happened the following weekend, I think it was on June 11th or 12th, is Greg Hallett's page became Joseph Gregory Hallett, and the Patriots were called, or the what do you call it? Courtiers were called now Patriots. And some of the people had left that were in the courtier circle, not just me. So then from the middle of June until the end of June, I was literally just trying to figure out, after the May 31st interview, how this game of life really worked. Okay? How it really worked. So I came to the conclusion that Greg Hallett's job was to tell us the Queen was a fake. Greg Hallett talked about Jacera. He talked about wearing $2 or £2 pants from the recycling shop. He was very down to earth. Let's just call him Grandpa Greg, okay? Very down to earth. Now, I never talked to him again after May 31st on the phone, ever. Not that I can remember, or even I have in my WhatsApp or Messenger or anything. I don't have any, but I do have a funny story about that going forward. So I thought that's what his job was to be, is not wear a crown, not to have dominion, but just say, hey, look, we're all part of this, and this is how come we're a part of it. What I've learned now is that he, uh, there's Joseph Hallett is on an execution list. Okay. So I'm like, if we have Joseph Hallett on an execution list, Greg Hallett telling us a story, and then Joseph Gregory Hallett doing the documentary, I think that's pretty much explanation for me. I don't need any more explanation. So I'll just leave that with all of you, okay, for you to digest. So that's where I'm at. Every person in this puzzle has a story to tell. So my whole perspective with the CW story is he was there to get all the information, I think, behind the scenes. I don't know. And I think that's what he's doing now by being in this group, these groups telling people that, oh, you can get more money or buy stuff here and have this. I think he's just trying to get everybody's in that. But I don't know the person. I don't know him, and I just the frequencies weren't the same, so I just didn't pay attention to them. And the frequencies with the other group like weren't the same with where I wanted to be. I started hearing so much about Canada, I couldn't give two craps what at some certain point as to what was happening, because I was trying to uncover more about Canada. And I was trying, my friend was getting the motorhome together. We're supposed to go across Canada and do our documentary, but motorhome problems. We didn't go till September. Da, da, da. I just go with the flow with life. So yeah. So that's pretty much where I'm at with all of this. Lady who was following was near a cave where he said something was left and sandals something wrapped up, and never saw a follow-up video. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with JGH. I have no clue because I don't have that kind of time. I don't have that kind of time to watch CW videos. I don't know who he interviews because he's never been on my frequency, to be honest. And there's a lot of people where they're like, "Oh, watch this person or watch that person." They don't watch my videos because they don't have time either, and I'm okay with that. I'm totally okay with that. Content creators don't have time to sit there and watch other people's content, especially if we're 1 or 2 hours or 3 hours of just discussing what's going on in daily events like we are today. So I popped in on Charlie Freak's show and I saw he was already 2 or 3 hours in. I'm like, holy wow, I didn't know he had videos that long. I had no clue that people were doing like 3, 4 hour videos. I think, wow, most of my viewers only watch after 22 minutes. I know a lot of you dropped off because you just don't have that kind of time. And that's cool with me too. So JGH is Joseph. You can get the rest of it. So that's what we're talking about right now, Michael. So, and he was the one who put forward claims that he had the birthright and the DNA that was the XYY chromosome to what I was so fascinated. People were like, whoa, you were so excited about him in your video number 3. You know why? Because we were sharing the same frequency about the queen being a fake. And I understood the whole paperwork of the bloodlines. I read all of that crap he put on his page. I read all of it. I watched all of the videos. And because that is actual, those are legitimate bloodlines about how Princess Diana had William with Juan Carlos of Spain, and how she had the first Harry. This is not the real one now, but the first one with Hewitt, which we all knew that because, hello, they're like, the apple, red-haired apple doesn't fall far from the tree. So, but there was all of that information in there. And then since what I've learned is that Lady Diana actually has, I found a few people didn't know this. She had some of her eggs removed while she went to go for her virginity doctor testing in the United States. And the doctor implanted one of her eggs into his wife. And now there's like a spitting image of Lady Diana walking around. So that's another thing that we've learned. That's what, yeah, yeah. Yeah, so I'm just leading. Yes, she is, Beverly. It's my belief that she is. And this is why I'm going to say this right now. So, this is what I think of the whole story. Okay. This whole story right here is firstly, the 144,000 are the 144,000 points of light in your body of all of that. We are all lit beings, okay? So that's number one. The second thing is I believe Lady Diana, JFK Jr., Patrick, Michael Jackson, Prince, Trump, some of these people, maybe not, I don't know, maybe Prince's, I don't know. But I believe that Trump, Lady Diana, and JFK Jr. are all these people. So not together, but they are all ascended masters, literally angels or Jesus out of the Bible. I got goosebumps when I said that. So if you're wondering in my mind who Archangel Michael may be, well, who's the big warrior out there fighting right now? I would think maybe someone like Flynn or something. There's 4 women who are going to be surrounding this that come back. Okay. There's a lot of revelations that are coming to light right now on who the people are that are standing beside certain people when Jesus comes back. Okay. So if these people are ascended masters, which I do believe they are, they can pick the body that they want to help take down the establishment. And that's what I believe Lady Diana had done. That's why I believe it was the people's princess. She was the people's princess. That's why she did what she did. Neither of those children are royalty other than from her. She had more royal blood than any of those lizards. And she was saying that they were all lizards for a long time ago. Long time. So a lot of people aren't getting why, or time travel and all of this. Tesla's still alive. Okay. These people are here to push us into the 5th dimension of heaven on earth. That's where we're at. We're at the part of the split right now. So either people are going to come over to this side or they're just going to stay there in 3D land, and maybe that's where they're going to stay. And that's okay. So, but yes, I've been told what you are saying. Oh, okay, good. So Elvis, yes. Yes, he has been. That's, Elvis is exactly it too. So when you think about what Elvis is that pastor, Pastor Brown, I think is his name, or Bob or something, Pastor Bob. I've seen I've posted them in my Telegram. You think about these people coming back and stepping into roles, like, honestly, one of the phrases is, where are you going to be when Jesus comes back? I'll just sip my coffee because it's getting cold. Bob Joyce, yes, Pastor Bob Joyce. Thank you, Beverly. Please read as Esdras chapter 12, the prophet Daniel's vision of kingdom expounded into. Okay, is what's happening now. Oh, I will try. So yeah, so that's what we're pushing through. We've already completed the book of Revelations. And that's one more thing that Greg Hallett told me on May 31st, is that he signed the last book line in the book of Revelations. And he told us that it was a book of script. There was gematria in it. He confirmed a lot of the stuff that other people had been saying about how it's a book, a basic instruction before leaving Earth. It's things that had to be played out. And it's not I'm not meaning this religiously blasphemous. I'm a spiritual person that believes in God, the creator and the source. Okay. So I don't need hate mail for this, saying this stuff. And Jesus was a light being just like us. And his job on this planet, there was many people just like Jesus, but because that Jesus decided to kick out the moneylenders out of Jerusalem. That's why this is returning back to be biblical, because Jesus and his gang is back in to take out all the moneylenders out of all the planet, all the moneylenders. There is no debt in 5D. There is only co-creation. There's no debt in 5D. So he taught Jesus, what he taught is to have all love in our heart. God is within, God is love and light. And that's pretty much as easy as it can get. So even if you've never read the Bible, you're not religious or anything, that's the number one reason that Jesus was crucified. They didn't want him sharing that story. Don't be saying any of that stuff to anybody. So that's pretty much where we're at right now, is the split between 3 and 4D and moving forward. Oh, it's 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Oh, if I wait 3 more seconds, it'll be 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Blessings. So there. That's where we're coming through right now. We're coming through the hearts and minds of many women and men. And when we really take a look at where our last even 100 years on this earth have been, of just pure debt. And that's what the guy, when I go back to the video, when he was talking about what the Great Reset is, he's just literally, they want to take all the big tech debt, big tech money that they've made off of everybody in the last little bit, and keep rolling with it. And then the mom and pop shops that have all gone bankrupt, they're just going to try and filter that out to us. How about no? How about no? We know that there's 1 times 45 zeros in the World Trust Fund, and we are all a part of it through our strawman account. Period. End of story. So if you think we don't have a brain, you're wrong. We're awake. And that is all for Earth's humanity to be healed from. So that's what we're being tried to be stopped. The 3D is saying, oh, look over here. We're doing a great reset because we have to. Our economy is crap. It's not. Dow Jones skyrocketed first time high yesterday. So people who aren't even listening to that are just ridiculous. So now what we're going through is literally how it's going to be switched to a gold back system, and this system will be meaningless because it's holding the low vibrations, the low frequencies, and debt. Who wants debt? I don't. Do you? I don't want to be held. I don't want to owe anybody for anything. I'm a living being and I have a free will to be on this planet. I have a right to be on this planet, to travel freely. So that's what I'm here. So 11:11 in my heart. Oh, it was 9:11 when I did. I mean, it was 1 hour, 11 minutes and 11 seconds when I did that on the video. So we are all in 1 hour, 11 minutes and 11 seconds, all of us. So there you go. Yeah. Yeah. And phone bills, just, okay. Let's just hypothetically talk for a second. Say hypothetically that this electromagnetic shift we're going through on December 21st may or may not knock out some equipment that may hold negative vibrations to this old paradigm we're living in. Okay. So if that happens, then literally our bodies are getting reset in a way with new frequencies. And that's what's happening to a lot of us. And that's what we're recognizing. So in my mind, if that happened and the new system is out of this world, then and unhackable, because it's the collective consciousness of all of us, and that's where we're headed. There's no way to go but over here. Then will those old paradigms even last? Will that even look the same moving forward? What if the debt just gets erased at Christmas? Whoops. There's a glitch in the matrix. You know what? None of you have mortgage, credit cards, or student loans anymore. No more telephone bills, no more cable bills, no more rent. Whoops, we lost everything. We lost everything from that old matrix. All the things that you owe people. Gone. Bye-bye. Wouldn't that be just amazing, right? So I want to make this very clear to everybody, is we are not to give up anything to get anything in the new system. The only thing we give is love, period. Love. Love is the answer. Love is the key, okay? So that's what we have in our collective consciousness to keep rising up to, is this love. In 3D land, they don't love like we do. So I'll just put it as clear as I did the other day. It's like they're shouting with the bullhorn at our helium balloons full of love. So if we're all operating in love and there's no debt, how can they even make us pay for the debt? How about no? I'll send you some Monopoly money. How about no? So that's where I'm really at with what's happening right now in our system. So I want everybody to keep an eye on their 3D bank accounts and their 3D telephone bills and their credit card statements. A lot of friends have been overcharged and stuff like that. So please, yes, go keep an eye on that. And then don't worry about too much where your family is, literally. Let's have a Talk Turkey Zoom call. So after this video is over, I'll pick maybe 2 or 3 people to do a Zoom call. And if you want it recorded, we're going to record this one and put it up. I had a Zoom call a couple weeks ago, and that was super fun. And with Dana and Beverly, and Dana and Sonia and Graham. Who else is on the call? I think that's just it. There's 4 of us, maybe. Anyways, yeah. Either more of, okay, so I'm glad that, yes, I'm glad that Greg outed the lizard breath for what she was and the story told behind that. I am glad. And truthfully, that guy taught me more about how this game was played than anybody. Like in 2.5 hours, I was like, say what? He's a very smart man. He's autistic. He can remember shit he reads, and it's in his brain for good. That's why I believe he was used to do that job. Just saying. So, yeah. Anyways, I'm just reading through some of these comments. Knowledge we need to learn. Yes, we all need to learn lots and lots. So, yes, I do think by Christmas people will be waking up. I just don't. Honestly, this is the second wave. This is the second wave of awakening. And the first wave came at March when a lot of us woke up. We're like, wait a second, we're doing what for what reason now? Come again? No. And then some of us watched Follow the Ball, and that was it. Our game changed. So there's yeah, a red wave, exactly, of truth. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in today. I just really wanted to kind of go over the latest and greatest of what's going on and fill you in. I've decided to wait until Monday to get my teeth pulled because I'm going to be speaking on Saturday, and we're going to be doing our Heal the World video. So please, if you have not participated in our Heal the World video project, please do that. It's so much fun. Go sing along to Michael Jackson's Heal the World, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. So sing along. If you have a really great voice, sing it, and we'll put it in the video. I think we should. So I don't have a great voice, but when you sing as a big group, you're all one and you all have a great voice. So that's what we're doing on Sunday. I'm hoping that at least 100 people come out for this filming of the video. Because I'm going to show up on Saturday, and there's going to be probably 1,000 people at our rally on Saturday. And I'm calling all of you to action. You all say, what can I do? Show up at a rally. If you don't have one in your city, make one. Find some friends. Go stand at City Hall. The reason City Hall is people are like, why are they doing that at City Hall? Yes, you'll get yelled, go get a job. I have one. Whatever. You'll be told to fuck off. Okay, thank you. Does that finger have COVID on it? Are you social distancing? You know, keep it really happy, keep it full of love and light, keep it funny, you know. It's okay if they still love their government. It's okay if they're still watching TV. And it's okay if they show up to the rally with one of these on, even if their sign says something contradictory, because you don't know what you don't know. They might be afraid to get a ticket because the police are all around. That could be their way of just staying financially safe. Not that any of the police were ever, no one has ever gotten a ticket at our rallies for being faceless, you know, with our smiles. No one, not one, no one. Just so you are all aware, no one, because we have the right to assembly and the freedom of speech. So there. Yes, what we're going on is it's about worldwide and it's between good and evil, and that's what people aren't seeing. You're just choosing the low vibes, that's all. You're just choosing the low vibes, and that's what my son is doing, and that's completely cool. So it is about them trying to get their message across. So it's so funny. I'll just throw out my own personal. I just wish my sons could see the beautiful world where we're all equal and we all live in love and light and happiness and share in all of the finances that have been kept from us, but to do the actual work that we were intended to and why we're remembering that we're here. We chose this. I wish they would remember that they even chose me as their mother. I wish that they they would understand how DNA actually works and what's going on with our human body and how clever we are and how smart we are and how we have the ability to tap into and change our own frequencies. And that's why the shift is happening. The people who have done the work are in 5D, and the people who have not done the work internally are in 3D. That's the easiest way. If you have not accepted the truths and forgave, you're not moving there very fast. It's going to be a hard road, but us in 5D are here to help you light that bridge of 4D. And that's what happens right now. So, yeah, dental surgery. Yeah, I have some PTSD about dental surgery. I've got to phone a couple of dentists and explain the issue because I'm not going to go back. I even have an issue of getting x-rayed. Okay. Like the last dentist I went to get this tooth pulled, she literally said to me, no one's going to hire you with a missing front bottom tooth, I'm like, thanks, tips. Like, it's not traumatizing enough. Like, getting two teeth pulled, and I almost died last year. Literally, almost died. My face was so swollen. They pulled my teeth while I was on antibiotics. Crazy. Anyways, so yes, it's so annoying. Just know, you guys, med beds, there's restorative, regenerative med beds. We're going to have all of our beautiful teeth where they're supposed to be, and we'll be able to fix, like, I'm missing a third of my intestine. Pretty sure it was cloned. There's lots of ravens running around there. You're welcome. So they're probably all my evil, like, twins doing some shit, like telling people to mask up in a Walmart or something. That's my joke of the day, by the way. But we are headed to just a new, totally different paradigm. So just know that we're almost there, you guys. We're almost there. Just keep your spirits right and do your own work. Focus inwardly. Inner standing of oneself is so critical right now. It's going to help you not get fucked off from these balances and these energies that are just trying to stab at you. Really, that's what it's happening right now. So, I'm gonna make I'm not I'm pretty much a vegetarian, so I'm not having turkey dinner, but I still like stuffing. So I might make some stuffing and then mix it with some mashed potatoes and then mix some carrots and like a veggie pot pie. I think that's what I'm going to make for my Thanksgiving United States dinner today. So, but your friends and family, yeah, our friends and family could see what we and how we see. You're right. I wish that they could see what we see too, but it's not always that easy, is it? They have to be shown. And it's not going to be us who's going to show them. I can tell you this much, like after that this morning from my son, we have to be ready to say goodbye in a breath. Okay? We have to be ready to say goodbye in a breath. So, and that means if somebody's moving across the country and the frequency's already changed, if that means somebody is not wanting to help you out anymore because they think you're a crazy person, because you believe in this cult, that's okay. If they don't want to get together with you on Thanksgiving, that's okay too. Let's all use this time, warriors, not to be offended. Don't take it personally. I'm not taking it personally. That's their own things, their own triggers, their own trauma. Okay. And I'll just explain it like I did the other day. We all know that that watering hole exists. The great awakening. It's there. It's magical. It's beautiful. It's the law of one. How we're all perfect and healthy and happy. But these people that are still in 3D have been programmed and traumatized to believe that that watering hole is the worst place in the whole wide world, and we're a bunch of nutters for even thinking it exists. So it's not until some of that is going to be, that veil is going to be dropped, and it's going to be, there'll be nowhere for them to go but say, hey, maybe can you help me now? 2021 is literally the year of holding people's hair back. And that's what I'm challenging all of you to do. Make sure we are in a strong place mentally with this truth and information, okay? Make sure you are at a place where you can calmly stand there with your little Michael Jackson book or whatever you got in your hand at the farmer's market while some guy's coming full steam at you, not social distancing, telling you to wear a mask, okay? Full of hate and rage. You just need to put on your armor. Bling, ping. You want to get rid of it fast? Have a shower as soon as you come home. Imagine a rainbow, like my hat, a rainbow bath going over top of you and healing your aura again. It's all energy and frequency. And how I said this to my bestie the other day, and I love this statement. Somebody comes over to your house, knocks on your door, and you can smell dog shit and it's on their shoes. Are you going to let that person bring their dog shit into your home, on your carpet, on your floors, into your house? You're going to be like, dude, can you just leave those shoes outside? No, thanks. I don't want them in here. My analysis with that is if you're not going to let them walk in your house with shit on their shoes, why are you letting them in your house with shit in their minds? Why are you letting them have any dominion or authority over your sovereign being and your sovereign aura and your mission to do a job? You have a mission, whether you believe it or not. Your mission is here to instill hope, love, and light, no matter what. Forgiving everybody and holding compassion in the highest form of love in frequency in our heart. That's your mission. That's why you choose to know this stuff right now. That's your mission. Okay? So the inner standing, the inner work is all about you getting your poop in a group, removing the shit off of your shoes in your house. Okay? So if something from your childhood is triggering you, deal with it. Something about your parents is triggering you, deal with it. Something from your kids is triggering you, deal with it. If you just have to surrender it to love and let it be, surrender to love and let it be. So They are deleting a lot of people's videos. I'm gonna try and get my poop together and download some to Rumble. I am on Rumble, Raven Moonstone Art, but I haven't posted anything yet, so bear with me. So I'll figure out how to do that today, and then download them from this to the next place. So also I took off the restricted age. So it's not made for kids, but there's no restriction on it. It still keeps the comments up here. Had I figured that out ages ago, I would have done that. But anyways, that's pretty much what I was going to tell you. We are each on our own essential path, and that's exactly right. So we're on our own path and our own journey, and who knows? Maybe it was up to my boys to be this resistant so I would know how to explain it to everybody else. So that's all. Yes, I am going to see you at the rally on Saturday. I will see you on the rally because I have a big task for everybody, and it's going to be so awesome. So, yes, that's what we're going to do on Saturday. We're going to get jacked up vibes. So come there at noon on to the Freedom Rally at City Hall. It says 1 o'clock, but I like going there early and dancing and blessing, the streets and all of the traffic going by with my presence and talking to a whole bunch of people. So I'll be there at noon on Saturday, rain or shine or snow. I'm telling you, I'm putting snow pants on and I'll be there. So, yes, we need to come together, all of us. Come together right now. Does the cold hurt you? Yes, it does. Oh, that's what I was going to tell you. I cannot speak better about this stuff. Okay, I don't plug people's crap. You know me. I don't like doing commercials and stuff like this. But this stuff, okay, it's Gaia Gold. This is peppermint stuff. It looks like this. Literally, I just take a little bit like that much, and I put it like I'm gonna just give you guys the finger for a second. I have really bad arthritis, okay, on my hands. Like it's really super freaking bad. I actually got this finger caught in one of those Mixmaster egg beaters a long time ago, about 4 years ago. Like a hurt like you cannot imagine. So part of my lupus is super bad arthritis. I have it in a lot of spots. This stuff, this Gaia Gold peppermint cream. Oh, I put it. Oh, it's 111 viewers. I put it on my knuckles and stuff, and OMG, it works like. I even put it on my lips too. I put the left. So it works so good, and it smells so. It smells so good. I love it. So if you guys know who Kat and Cash are here in Calgary, they're the ones to see. And two of my favorite humans on the planet. I love them. Actually, the very first day I met Cash, Kat was bringing him. I got to tell this story because it's so amazing. And I told it on Sunday. We were talking at this healing seminar thing. So when we were out in the field, we were out at NMAX Stage Park at Princess Island Park. There was a big group of us, and we were meeting. This is when Kelly and Wes came out. Hi, Kelly and Wes. So they came out, and there was a big group of us talking, and we were gonna film. Like we're looking for people that wanted to film stuff, and we were gonna go out. It was actually before the summer solstice, so I think it was about June 4th, 12th, somewhere around there. 14th, somewhere around there. And I had met Catherine a little bit before that through Dinnervate. And then, but we knew all of the same people. In fact, Catherine's best friend is one of my very good friends. And we didn't know that about each other. That's how little people gossip in our circle. Awesome. So it wasn't until we got together, I'm like, hey, you know that person? I know that person. We're like, get out of here. So anyways, but when they walked across the field, I could literally see, I could feel their energy, actually. I knew that Catherine was coming around the corner before she got around the corner. And when I saw them together, it was like, I don't know how to explain it other than the way I explained it to them when I first saw them. Like, I could feel this energy. You guys are so, they are a 5D couple. Like, it's so beautiful to see them. Like, I just, I just love them so much. Anyways, I could see their kids running towards me. They don't have kids. They just like, but I could see their kids running towards me. And I was like, one of the first times I've seen that happen where I could see the frequency come flying at me before actually, yeah, I met Cash. So I could see his generations in front of me before I actually met him physically in this plane. So I know how we're all brothers and sisters like that. Yes, can I find that rub online? Yes, you can. I will give you the link for it right now. So I put it in a video, and since I'm talking about it, I should give you the link to the video. Okay, not enough space, get lost. Okay, where are you? The link to the video is Gaia Gold Detox. So Gaia Gold, GOLD, detox dot MYCOSEVA, V as in Victor, a.com. So that's Gaia Gold Detox dot MYCOSEVA.com. Now, they also do the hemp hydrosol and stuff like that. They have a lot of products. So if you're here in Calgary, come on Saturday and see me because I'm pretty sure they will be there and they can give you a better deal in person. And because it's local and they'll have stuff on them. So yes, so check that website out if you're from somewhere else, but it's in California. Okay, great. So yes, definitely. Yes, that's awesome. Yeah, I think this is okay. So I'm going to explain to you how you can tell if you're moving towards 5D because somebody just mentioned it. I'm just going to give you an example of your dogs. Okay. So when you go away and you're at work all day, and say you got to stop at a store and stuff like that, your dog actually knows that you stopped at that store and you're not going to be home in time to feed them exactly when you fed them yesterday. Your dog knows that. You know why? Because they're in 5D. That's why they can sniff danger and stuff. That's what their spidey senses. That's 5D. Okay. So when you know your friend is calling you, that's because you're in 5D. When you know your husband's coming home from work, you're moving closer to 5D. When you realize your dreams are in another universe and you're using those to fix your life here, that's 5D. So very interesting things. So yes. Okay, I'm not a troll. Okay, that's good. Anyways, but I just wanted to tell everybody to have a happy day and yes, and have a wonderful journey getting in inner space. That's a great word. And yes, oh, the other thing I posted on my Telegram yesterday, or Shannon did, if you didn't see the little video about the teeny weeny little tiny eeny weeny little nanobot that is literally smaller than the size of a cell, that's what was in these uh, new things that are hurting everybody. So if people think that they don't have any of those in their system right now, who knows? Maybe there's some in my coffee. Who knows? Well, I hope not. It's a vegan coffee. That doesn't mean anything though, does it? Anyways, so I love you guys all. I'm going to let you go for today. And if there's any big, huge announcements, then I'll let you know. But other than that, I'm really just going to take it easy today. And I'm going to work on some charts that have to do with people and places and things. And there's a lot of kerfuffle going around in my apartment right now. I can hear this like so anyways, light and love to everybody. I wish you well on your journey to the Great Awakening, and thank you for tuning in. And if you haven't hit the like or subscribe button and the notifications, not that it's really going to do super a lot these days. I'm getting shadowed a lot because I'm not supposed to be telling you the truth. That's why this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Anyways, I love you guys. Have a great day.